everyone to our morning yoga together. I will ring my bowl just to signal the beginning of our class. So as you're settling in, just release and relax on your mat. Perhaps taking a nice big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth as you just release and settle in on your mat, allowing your body to completely be supported by your mat and by the earth. So see if you can just let go of what came before this moment and what will come after this moment, and just be present right in the now. And you might consider turning your attention to your breath now, just noticing the gentle rise and fall of the chest and belly. And sometimes it helps to just put a hand on the heart center and just focus just on the rise, on the inhalation of the chest and belly, and the softening or the fall, the letting go on the exhalation. And each time you exhale, just sink a little deeper into your mat, onto your mat. So just be with the breath for a little bit. The only thing you're focused on is just the rise and fall of the chest and belly. And if your mind starts to wander away from the breath and the rise and fall of the chest and belly, just notice that. Just notice that you're thinking and you're not focused on the breath without judgment, and just return again to just watching the rise and fall of the chest and belly. And each time you exhale, release a little bit more. So our focus today is going to be on lines, literally the lines that the body makes. So when we extend our arms up overhead and point through our toes, we're making a nice straight line with the body. When we sit up nice and tall, we have a nice tall straight spine. When we extend our arms up, we really extend through our fingertips, we have nice straight arms, which are lines, form lines. And then, so that's literally, and then we'll think of lines of energy as we pull energy up from the earth. Like when we press our hands into the mat, we can feel the lines of energy coming up the arms, the energy from the earth. When we press the soles of our feet into the earth, focusing on feeling the lines of energy move up the legs, up the spine, and out the crown of the head. So the other day was circles, today is lines. So with that being said, we'll stretch our arms up over our heads and just stretch out through our fingertips and down the body and out through our toes. And just notice that the body is in a nice straight line from fingertips down to toes. So just stretching out through the fingertips and out through the toes. And then flex the feet and make fists with the hands. And then stretch out through the fingertips and down the body out through the toes. And just continue with this slight movement, flexing the feet, making fists Squeezing those fists together. And then stretching out through the fingertips and pointing the toes. So point and stretch and flex and make fists. And so just move back and forth between these two movements. And as you're doing this, notice how the body is feeling as we begin. And when we come to stillness in a moment, we'll just scan our bodies from crown of the head to the feet, to the soles of the feet. So just come to stillness now and just notice how you're feeling. Notice if you're gripping or holding anywhere. Is there tension in your forehead, around your eyes, in your jaw? We're just noticing and we're being aware. Notice how your neck and shoulders feel. Notice how your hands feel. Moving down your body, just notice the chest, the abdomen, the hips, and holding or gripping. Notice how the legs feel. Notice how the feet feel. And then take a nice the biggest breath you've taken all day, in through your nose and out through your mouth, and release. And then floating your arms down by your sides, bend your knees, placing your feet on either edge of the mat, so left on the left side, right on the right side. Inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, drop the left knee to the midline. Inhale it up and drop the right knee to the midline. And so we'll just continue with this motion, just using our breath so that we may move with ease. Just gently waking up the body as we begin today. Because we want to nurture the body. We don't want to create more tension or put undue stress on ourselves. We're here to nurture body, mind, and spirit. So just gently rock the knees to the midline and up, and use your breath. And the next time your knees come to center, bring them to stillness. And then we're going to cross that left ankle on top of the right thigh. We'll lift the right foot off the mat and clasp behind the right thigh as we send the right foot up towards the sky. So you can flex the foot or you can point that right foot, your choice. And we're just going to draw that right thigh towards us on our exhalations. And you can either keep the head down on the mat as we begin, or you can lift the head and shoulders up off the mat, your choice. And just try to relax through the face, relax the shoulders, and on your exhalations, just draw the right thigh toward you a little bit, just incrementally, using the breath. Exhaling the leg, the thigh towards you. And feel that left hip open up ever so slightly. And then as you're ready, you can release that right thigh, bring the right foot back to the mat, uncross the left, and now bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. We'll take it to the other side. So lift the left foot off the mat, clasp behind the left thigh, send the left foot up towards the sky. And whatever you did on the other side, do on this side. So just drawing that left thigh towards you, to open up the right hip. Relax through the facial muscles. Relax through the neck and shoulders. And use the breath to move with ease. And then release that left foot back to the mat. Uncross the right ankle. Place the right foot on the mat. Interlace your hands and bring your hands behind your head. Elbows out wide. Feet are hip width apart. And we're going to engage our core, so bring the belly button in and up. And then we're going to lift the right foot off the mat and take the left elbow towards the right knee. Exhale as you do so, and replace. So think about the core here and just squeeze the core in on your exhales. Just a gentle, easy motion to begin. And see if you can touch your elbow to your knee. And you can even keep the head and shoulders up off the mat. And just keep going until you feel a little bit of warmth in the abs. And when you decide to come down, just float your arms up overhead. And you can rock your knees together from side to side. And then bring your knees to center and bring them to stillness. Float your arms down and place your hands on your kneecaps. So bring your feet up off the mat. So hands around the kneecaps and knees are towards your chest. So exhale and squeeze your knees in towards your chest. And then push your knees away as you inhale. And just continue with this motion. Just a gentle motion, bringing fresh oxygenated blood to our internal organs. That squeezing motion kind of gives us an internal massage. And again, notice if your facial muscles are relaxed. Notice if your neck and shoulders are relaxed. And then bring the feet back to the mat. And you're going to send the legs out long. Float the arms up overhead. We'll make a line with our bodies again. And just stretch out through the fingertips, down through the body and out through the toes again. Just notice the energy that you feel. Notice that the body is forming a line. And then we'll stretch out through the fingertips and out through the toes. And then we'll flex the feet and make fists with the hands. So we'll just do what we did in the beginning. Stretch out through the fingertips, out through the toes. And then flex the feet and make fists. Squeezing the fists. Stretch out through the fingertips, out through the toes, and then flex and fists. And just continue doing this for a few more rounds at your own pace. Use your breath. And then release the arms and legs and let them just be heavy. Take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Float the arms down by your sides. Bend your knees. Place your hands behind your thighs as you take your feet off the mat. And we'll just rock from side to side. And if you'd like, you can just rock up to seated. Or if you'd like to just turn to your side and push yourself up, we'll just come to Sukhasana. So we'll sit up nice and tall, and we'll rock from side to side and feel our sit bones. Feel the energy from the earth beneath us. As we sit up nice and tall, we make a nice line with our spine from the base of our spine to the crown of our head. And we'll think about the root chakra, which is found at the base of the spine. And the color associated with the root chakra is red. And chakras are thought to be lines of energy found along the spine. So I think there might be 7 of them. But we're just going to focus on the root chakra, at the base of the spine. Picture that red color. So lines of energy. So we'll inhale our arms up and really stretch out through our fingertips. So we're making lines with our arms. And then we'll exhale and we'll twist left as we bring our hands down to the earth. And then we'll inhale to center, stretch out the fingertips, bring our hands down to the right. And each time we do this, inhale to center, see if we can twist just a tiny bit more towards the back shoulder. And then inhale to center, exhale, twisting a little bit more this time. Inhale to center, twist a little bit more if the body allows. Inhaling to center, exhaling right, looking out over that back shoulder. And then inhale back to center. So we're trying to keep that spine nice and flexible as well as the neck. And we're going to come to eagle arms now. So we'll bring our left arm in an L shape, extend through the fingertips of the right hand, and then sweep that right arm under so the elbows are stacked. Bring the palms together as best you can. Bring your elbows away, so kind of pull the elbows away from the body. And then use the breath. Inhale up and exhale down. And feel that nice stretch across the back of the shoulders. It should feel good to kind of stretch that area out. Just use the breath. Inhale up and exhale down. One more time. And release. And then we'll take it to the other side. Make an L with the right arm. Extend the left fingertips away. Sweep that left arm, stacking the elbows. Bring the palms together. Elbows away. And then inhale up and exhale down. Again, feeling that stretch across the shoulders. An area where a lot of us carry tension. And one more time. And release. And we'll come into some head and neck rolls. So So we'll drop our chin to our chest and just gently and mindfully roll the head around, noticing where we feel tension or tightness, and just being aware of that information. And as you do this, reverse your direction at some point. And go as slowly as you'd like. And do what feels good on your neck. So you might consider tipping your neck so that your ear is toward your shoulder a little bit. You can try looking up and looking down. Just enjoy the stretch in every motion. You might consider looking out over your back shoulder. Make sure that you're allowing your breath to flow. So we're holding our breath. We can roll our shoulders around a little bit. So just doing motions with the head, neck, and shoulders that feel good. Whatever your body is kind of looking for. And even squeezing the shoulder blades together. And we'll come into a seated twist again. We did one version, but this morning we're going to do a different version. So we'll take that right leg and bring the foot up into the air and cross it over the left knee. So your knees are, I guess you can't see me too well, but my left knee is resting on the earth and my right knee is pointing up towards the sky. So sitting up nice and tall. So we'll inhale our arms up, and you can probably feel this already. We're going to twist right towards that front knee and bring the left arm to rest on that right thigh as we either gaze sideways, or if your neck allows, on your exhale, look over your right shoulder. And you can press the left arm into the right thigh, which helps to give you a little more of a twist. Sitting up nice and tall. Keep breathing here. And then release back to center. Take that right foot and bring it over towards the right. And we'll rest the right knee towards the earth. And then take the left foot out, lift the left foot into the air, and then bring it across and rest it to the right side of the knee, so the outside of that right knee. And if you're not quite getting this shape, as long as your legs are crossed, they could be in Sukhasana, but you feel a stretch in that left hip right now. And so again, we'll inhale our arms up. We're sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to twist towards the left knee. So exhale as you twist. Bring the right arm to rest on the left knee, and use that right arm to help you twist a little further on your exhalations without forcing it. And one side may be a little tighter than the other. That's pretty natural and normal. Keep breathing here. inhale back to center. And then we'll uncross our legs and bring ourselves to table. So with the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips, we're going to come to a cat balance here. So to create a nice long line from fingertips down to toes. So send the right leg out, really stretch through those toes, really point the toes, engage the core, and send the left fingertips forward. Really stretch through those fingertips. Make a nice straight line with the arm. Make a nice straight line with the leg. Engage the core. Return the hand and the knee back to the mat. Take it to the other side. So point through the left toes now. Really stretch through the left toes. And then send the right fingertips forward and stretch through those fingertips. Really stretching the toes away from the fingertips. Engage your core. Release hand and knee back to the mat. Bring your big toes together. Knees out wide. Walk your hands away and rest your forehead down on the mat. If your head doesn't want to come all the way down, you can stack your forearms and rest your forehead on your forearms. And just take a couple of breaths here. Just watch the rise and fall of the belly and chest. The rise of the chest and belly on the inhale. And the softening on the exhale. Then let go on the exhale of any tension that you're holding. And as you're ready, come back up to table. We're going to bring the left foot forward, and we'll take it to the edge of the mat, so the left edge of the mat with the left foot. Hands are beside each other, and we're just going to come into lizard here. So simply release or relax into that left hip. So we're just getting a nice opening in the left hip. See if you can just completely release without gripping. And then we'll walk our hands back towards us and drag that left foot around behind us as we send the right foot forward to the right edge of the mat. Hands are side by side on the instep side. Walk the left knee back and then release into that right hip. Just allow yourself, it's almost like gravity. It helps you release into the stretch. And of course, back off if anything does not feel comfortable, but you should feel the stretch in a nice way, not in a hurtful way, of course. Keep the breath flowing. And then walking the hands back towards you, sweep that right foot behind you. We'll come back to our table. So we're going to come into plank now. So if you'd like to come into half plank, walk your knees back and bring your spine into a nice straight alignment from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. Actually all the way down to your knees. And if you'd like to come into full plank, curl your toes under and push away from the mat. I'm not feeling too energetic today. I don't know why. I don't think I slept well, so I'm going to come to half plank. And at any time, you can sit back on your heels in child's, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm just listening to my body here. And then we'll come back up to table. We're going to come into down dog, so spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under, and send your hips up towards the sky. You can walk your dog. And as you're ready, settle back towards the heels. The heels don't have to touch the earth, but press the back of the legs towards the back of the mat and press into all 10 knuckles. You can press into the fingertips if that feels better on the wrists. So kind of clawing at the mat. Sometimes it takes the pressure off the wrists. That's what I'm doing right now. We're going to walk our feet towards our hands. Bend at the knees a little bit. And then press the hands into the calves as we come up for a flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, and then roll slowly up with the head being the last thing to come up. Coming into Tadasana. You can close your eyes. I know you all know Tadasana. So feel strong like a mountain, extending through your crown, creating that line of energy from the soles of your feet, up the legs, up the spine, and out the crown. And flutter your eyes open. And we're going to come into Goddess. So we'll spread our feet, bring our heels in towards midline, so our toes are pointing out towards the edges of the mat. We'll frame our face with our hands, bend our knees on our exhale. And so the knees, we want to press the knees away from the midline. You can tuck the tailbone a little bit, so a little bit of a pelvic tilt helps here. Helps the body to feel more in alignment. And then if you'd like, you can try coming up onto your toes for a little balance. Building strength in our legs. Come down as you're ready. And then inhale, straighten the legs. Bring the arms down by your sides. Good job. We're going to Turn so that the left foot is facing the short end of the mat. The back foot is going to be parallel. So I have a nice wide stance, but find the stance that is comfortable for you so you feel nice and solid. And we'll inhale our arms up so that they're parallel to the earth. Exhale, bend the front knee, keeping that knee over the ankle. Bring the left elbow down to the thigh and rainbow the top arm up overhead to create a nice line from fingertips all the way down to the right heel. Really stretch through those fingertips. Press into the knife edge of the right foot. That stretch feels really nice on the right side body. And then we'll bring that top arm down into like a half circle as we come up and float the arms down so my feet are parallel. I'm going to heel toe them together a little bit so that I can turn with the right foot pointing to the short end of the mat. I'm going to make my stance nice and wide, but you have to make the stance that feels good for you. So nice and solid. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the front knee. Bring that right elbow to the knee and rainbow the top arm up overhead so the fingertips are pointing in the same direction as the crown. And then stretch through the fingertips, stretch the fingertips away and press into the left knife edge of that left foot. And you can look up at the elbow crease of the left arm if it's comfortable for you. Feel the energy in the body. Draw the energy up from the earth. And then bring that hand down in a half circle and come up. And we'll heel our feet so that the heels are towards the midline. The toes are pointing away. We'll bring our hands up to frame our face. Inhale, and as you exhale, bend the knees. So you might notice that you can come a little bit deeper the second time around. And each time you inhale, on the exhale, see if you can sink just a millimeter more. Remember that pelvic tilt. Inhale as you straighten your legs and bring your hands down by your side. Heel toe your feet back to hip width apart to Tadasana. Inhale your arms up, stretch through your fingertips. Exhale and bend towards the right. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Inhale to center. Do a slight back bend by pushing the hips forward. And then come to center. Turn the palms away. Exhale. As you float forward, bend the knees slightly. Press into the front of the calves as you straighten the legs and come up for a half forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees. Place the hands on either side of your feet and you can come down to your knees. And then bring yourself down to your back. Bring the knees towards your chest. Placing the hands on your kneecaps. Bring the knees out wide and make some nice loose hip circles or knee circles. You're kind of moving your knees around in a circle. massaging your lower back, and reverse your direction. And then do whatever your body is needing right now. So maybe bringing the knees together and making small circles on the ceiling. Or you might want to bring the soles of the feet towards the sky, the waterfall. And as you're ready, bring yourself into a nice, relaxed Shavasana. So the feet are pointing away from the mat, so pointing, the left foot pointing left and the right foot pointing right. Your legs are apart. Your arms are away from the body with the palms facing up. And once you arrive in this position, take a nice big inhalation and an exhalation as you sink, release. Closing your eyes, feeling the body resting on the mat, noticing how the body feels, noticing how the mind feels, noticing how the breath is flowing. All of these things without judgment, just being aware. And as you're ready, turn the mind towards the breath again. And just watch the rise and fall of the chest and belly. I'll ring my bowl now. Oh, I just noticed that I forgot to put my microphone on. Whoops. Hope you heard me. That was not good. Sorry about that. Amy, where were you to remind me? Okay, that's okay. You guys know most of the routine. So I invite you, as you're reclining, to rub your hands together to create some warmth. Cover your hands over your eyes. Just open your eyes to the darkness as you spread your fingers to allow light to enter. Bring your hands down to your heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.